So I am finally making the video that is the most highly requested, I think, of all the things people ask me on Instagram is, can you make a video about how you make your hair stick up? And basically I feel like the things I'm about to explain to you, this will work on any sort of gravity-defying hair, whether you want a big fluffy death hawk, whether you want a kind of big crimped out bat's nest, whether you just want sort of spiky fluffiness. I don't know whether I should make a separate tutorial for kind of big Liberty-Spike. This is give you a picture. I don't do it very often, but because my hair's usually a bit too short to look good, but I can make a tutorial for that if anyone is interested. Although I think there are tutorials out there because I learned how to do that via YouTube. Whereas just making general gravity-defying fluffiness, I feel like there aren't that many really good tutorials out there for, and I really wish I had known these things a decade ago, because I've been trying to make my hair stick up for the best part of a decade, and it used to just kind of flop over and it looked like I'd curled it instead of spiked it, which was like the last thing I wanted it to look like. And now I feel like I finally know what I'm doing, and actually it's really easy. You don't need many products. This only requires 3 products plus a hairdryer and a pair of straighteners or crimpers if you want to go for crimped and fluffy, and you might want to use a comb for a bit of back combing if your hair is longer, but basically it's quite easy. Here are all the ways to make your hair stick up, so here we go into the tutorial as I have nothing else to say. Whoosh! And we are starting with floppy sad hair. You want to start by washing your hair and then blow drying it upside down. So you hang your head upside down and blow dry it. I can't believe it took me so long to realise this is the most basic and easy way to get your hair to defy gravity, is to just blow dry it upside down, start with a demented spiky cloud, and you are already defying gravity. Now I prefer to let my hair almost completely dry before I blow dry it because it's really quite thick and it takes ages to dry, and honestly it's like completely unnecessary heat damage if you're going to blow dry it from totally wet. So at this point it's basically dry at the front and it's still kind of soggy at the back, so I leave it till that point. Then I blow dry it upside down. So I'm just going to do that, and then I will return to you as a crazy cloud. Hey. Hi, I've been electrocuted. This is the effect we are going for. Completely demented lion's mane. This is a good place to start because now what you've got to do is a bit of tweaking and taming, but all the hard work, all the defying gravity is done for you. So, I look mental. So when you blow dry, I recommend using it on kind of maximum heat, or I mean, my hairdryer is quite old, so it doesn't go crazy hot, but pretty hot so that you're heat styling it up. And then I finish with a blast of cold just to try and set it in place, because I've heard that works. I don't know if it really does, but I do it because apparently it works. So the next thing is straighteners. I do 2 sessions of straightening. I do a bit of straightening once I've got some products on, but I like to just start by generally... Why do I have this stupid habit of like touching my straighteners to see if they're hot enough? Like, how many times do you have to burn yourself before realising that's a dumb thing to do? So I like to just kind of have a little straight piece by my ear because I usually wear my elf ear cuff here, so I try and leave this ear a bit exposed. And then the straighteners, I'm basically kind of twisting slightly upwards and out with the rest of it. If you've got not very good straighteners, sometimes you have to literally kind of twist it out. But ideally, if you've got fairly decent straighteners, I mean, these are pretty old. They don't even have like heat settings. They're just basically hot ones, which is probably not super good for your hair. But once I've styled my hair like this, I tend to find that it stays pretty well for several days and only requires slight tweakings, because the good thing about making your hair stick out and defy gravity, again I'm just sort of tweaking it up and out, the good thing about gravity defying hairstyles is that because your hair is away from your scalp, it doesn't get greasy. So when you've styled it like this, greasiness is not going to be a problem for you for oftentimes like a week, literally. So that's what I do with the first straightening, is really just to kind of tame it a little bit. And then the next thing I use is some kind of texture powder. This is the one I really like, VO5 Give Me Texture, just because this one smells nicer. It's got a slightly kind of masculine smell, but Got To Be also do one. I think it's called Got To Be Powderful. But basically, you know, if you've got fresh, clean hair, it's very slippery and very soft, and it's hard to have so much volume because it's so slippery and soft. Well, this, you kind of sprinkle it on into your roots, and it gives your hair this kind of grimy feel. Not really grimy, but it just has a bit more grip. So the other thing this is really good for is if you're going to braid your hair or something, that braiding fresh, softly cleaned, fresh, clean, kind of silky hair is really, really difficult. Whereas if you've got a bit of this on it, it's got a lot more grip and it will be easier to braid. But in general, it just makes your hair bigger and thicker. So yeah, just keep sprinkling it around your roots until everything feels a bit gritty, and you just kind of rub it in, and you can see it already makes everything stand up in a really big crazy way. And this is, my hair's actually a little bit longer at the moment than I prefer it to be when I stand it up, so it may not look spectacular today. Okay, so now we are powdered, we are big and puffy, a bit more puffy, so this is the point at which I like to straighten again. This may be a 3 straighten job because it is so long. But once there's a bit of this powderful stuff on there, it does act as a bit of a kind of styling product, and your hair does tend to just take a shape a bit better. So where you tweak it, it tends to actually kind of stay put a bit better. You can see that's just kind of like standing where I put it a bit more. So this is just prior to giving it a bit of hairspray. And then I do tend to just tweak a bit more with the straighteners afterwards, which may seem like excessive straightening, but I don't really have problems with hair damage particularly. I mean, when your hair is this short, honestly, you don't have to worry that much about damage, because really it gets cut off before it gets too long. I feel like it's the people who have really long hair and who really go over and over and over the same pieces that have the problems with damage. So now I'm going to move on to hairspray, and this is a tip that I really, really, really wish I'd known when I had my Death Hawk, and that tip I got, I believe, from Sebastian Columbine originally, which is to use 2 brands of hairspray. This is the hardcore, you know, if you want great big spikes, and if I do like my kind of big Liberty spikes all over my head, this is what I use all over. It's really good for really stiff, hard, huge, crazy hairstyles. However, if you want something a bit fluffier, and also if you want a hairdo that is not going to look crap when you've slept on it, because it goes so stiff that if it gets bent in bed, it just looks naff the next day and there's no reviving it. So the thing to do, and also if you're doing a Death Hawk and you want that kind of fluffy look, do not just go straight in with one of these. Use this lightly as your final setting shampoo. What you want is a softer hold hairspray. So this is just one that we had kicking around, and I tried it and I was like, oh my god, this is revolutionary. So this is L'Oreal Infinium, and it sells itself as a soft hold, souple. So this one, I don't usually do this in one room because the fumes are quite fumey. This is quite a fumey hairspray, so let's hope I don't choke to death. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go spray it over there. So I'm gonna spray this side. Back in a sec. Okay, avoiding fumes. Yeah, so I've just basically soaked this side, and what I want to do is just kind of tweak it with my fingers. And I keep adding to it. This is why it gets fumey, is because I keep adding to it and then just taking little spikes and tweaking them with my fingers, and just kind of holding it while it dries. And this does give you a much fluffier look. This is really good for crimping as well. Like, The stage I would potentially add in between the powder and the hairspray is crimping, and my hair is actually the kind of length that looks good crimped as well. So it still feels really quite soft at the moment. So you're just kind of getting it into the roots, fluffing it up and holding it while it dries, and that gives you a bit of a fluff. And then the other side, I'm just going to do the other side over there so I don't get fumed to death. Ah, fumes! Well, you can see I am now very big and fluffy, but a little bit chaotic. So I'm just going back to my straighteners one final time. Now there's some styling product, and this is how you can... Oh my god, it's fumey. This is how you can create lots of little kind of anime type spikes just by taking little pieces, little spikes, and straightening them out. I'm not doing a very good job here because I am being suffocated by fucking fumes. And this is bound to make me sick, but...
In my past life I was a hedgehog. A hedgehog is what I was. They used to call me Spike Beast, the merciless. Stabbing out eyes with my spiky follicles, rolling into balls to escape my enemies. Don't fuck with the hedgehog. Don't fuck with the hedgehog.
Okay, now I'm looking more like an angry red hedgehog. So I'm going back to my soft hold hairspray just to tweak out these little spikes a bit more and just kind of blast each spike and give it a bit of a twiddle. I mean, this kind of depends how bothered you can be about making it look perfect. I don't get really crazy finicky about this unless I'm going out, usually. But the soft hold hairspray is quite good for little spike work without it being too rigid. That it still kind of moves. It doesn't feel so stiff and weird. Whereas if I do it all with the really hardcore got to be stuff, and then I go out on a windy day, like I can feel my hair blowing like a sail because it's literally rigid. And this actually is a bit more indestructible because it will move with the wind, but it kind of bounces back. And you can, you know, as I say, you can do this with crimped hair as well and just get a really nice fluffy look rather than a spiky look. Now my front piece looks a little bit flat, so I'm just gonna get at the roots and just let it dry with it up in the air to try and give it a bit more body. There we go. That's not quite so flat and miserable. So that is basically, and then I sometimes kind of fluff it out a little bit so it's not quite so spiky but more fluffy. And yes, you can, you know, you can, the next day it tends to, all the little individual spikes break, but you can kind of floof it a bit and then you have more kind of floof than spikes. But yes, as I say, my hair is a little bit long for this at the moment. I feel this is really crimpy fluff territory that I want to be doing. But I think this basically gives you the techniques you want if you want to defy gravity in any way, whether it's a fluffy death hawk or big crimped goth hair or whatever. Seriously, start by blow drying your hair upside down. That gives you all the boost you need. Then you're powderful to get any kind of volume, whether it's soft volume or spiky volume. And then, yes, a soft hold hairspray. Bizarre as it sounds, when you want something like this, you would think hard, but no, soft, you know, and then it moves quite naturally, it feels quite natural. And the back, I tend to just kind of do by feel. I just spray it and grab a few handfuls and hope for the best. So how does the back look, just out of interest? Probably not super spiky, but who cares? It's the back. I don't care so much about the back. Now, if I was going out in this, I might just add one quick little kind of spray around of the Got2b just to set it, but to be honest, I find this works perfectly well. It generally stays put. For an evening, my front piece is disappointingly floppy. I do feel I've not got much volume here. I think I need to cut some of these pieces so that they can stick out. My hairdresser has done a bit of a weird job last time, I think. But yes, basically, that is how you defy gravity, or it's how I defy gravity anyway. And yes, if I'm crimping it, I just crimp away, and then I tend to use the soft hold and just fluff it up a bit. I actually tend to find that I don't even need to back comb at this length. You know, unless you're a lot longer, that's really when you need to start back combing and building structure. But when it's only really this long, just crimping, fluffing, and a bit of these two does the job. But anyway, I hope that was vaguely helpful. This flat piece here is really bothering me, but the spikes are quite spiky, and the spikes are what you are here for. Spiky Pixie-Spikes. So I hope that is helpful. I am now going to open a window because it is fume-tastic and disgusting in here, and it's probably going to make me very ill. So going away now. Hope that was helpful. Bye.